It's never been more important to understand your business well and understand your business financials to detect issues such as fraud and other performance issues. Now, I'd like to share a story about the first business I worked in as a uni student. So this was in the early 2000s. The business owner had a very good system for detecting fraud. So a lady that used to work in the business before I started was caught taking money from the till. Now, she didn't physically get caught taking or pocketing the money, but the business owner had a very good way to determine whether there was a cash shortfall each day. So we used to just take cash and it just used to sit in a tray. So there wasn't any sort of electronic records or anything that the business owner could reconcile that money against. So she had devised a way of knowing whether there was a shortfall in cash. And how she did that, which is quite interesting, was she counted the rice that was used and compared that to the takings every day. So what she would do is count the buckets of rice that were used. She knew for each bucket of rice it would translate into so many rolls of sushi, which would then translate into a certain amount of money. So at the end of the day, she would count the money, count the sushi, and work out whether there was a shortfall or a problem. And she worked out when this one lady was working shifts there, that there tended to be a bit of a shortfall. So that's not the most sophisticated way, but it was a good way that she could tell when there were problems. And she managed to sort of cut those problems off short, got rid of the lady, and that saved her business from ongoing problems. So although that's very basic, and most businesses are a little bit more complex than that, it just goes to highlight how important it is to have a good grasp of what's going on in your business. And that can be done firstly, I would say, by having very good record keeping. Make sure that your records are accurate and done on a timely basis. So use a good bookkeeper, whether that's in-house or whether it's outsourced, it doesn't really matter. And make sure all your systems that are capturing data are kept up to date and are accurate. The next thing I would do would learn to read financial reports. So understand what a profit and loss is, understand what's going on in your balance sheet, understand what a cash flow statement is. They're the three basic ones. And then from there, you would want to look at setting goals. And then from there, budgets and forecasts, targets that you want to achieve. So that should highlight when you compare what your actual performance is versus your budget or your forecast. That may highlight some areas where you are falling short. And if you review those numbers regularly, then that'll help you identify those problems sooner rather than later before they turn into big problems. The things that we don't want to see is picking up issues that started 12 months ago and only realizing that now, knowing that we had the opportunity to stop that months ago. So if you need help with any of those sorts of things, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help.